Hello everybody, how's it going? I will listen today about structures. So let's go to see what is structure. But before we go to see what is structure, let me remind you with the data type that we take them before. We have some data type, we had some data type before, fundamentals data type, derived data type, and user defined data type. Under the fundamentals data type, integer, char, float, double, bool, string, void, and white character. And those data types are defined by programming language that we not create them. We found them ready from the programming language. And after that, we have derived data type, and under it function, array, pointer, and reference. By the way, in the previous lessons, we didn't take the function data type. We take some ready functions exist inside CMAT library. But I give you clue about what is function, how to call function, how to use function, the things between the two brackets of the function. We called it parameters, but we still didn't take function data type that actually under derived data type. And the last one we have is user-defined data type. User-defined data type, from its name, the data type that the developers, that the user create them. We as a users, as a developer, using this programming language, we can create our own data type and give it name as we want. We can create our own data type and we can name it as we want. So under user-defined data types, class, structure, union, enum, and type def. So user-defined data type, the data types that we will create them as a developer. We can create them as developer and give it name as we want. And fundamentals data type, integer, char, float, double, and all those data types are defined by the programming language. So let's go to see what is structure. So what is structure in C++? What is structure? A structure is a C++ in user-defined data type that allows you to group variables of different types under one name. Exactly. So if I want to put all my information as Sam Adam under one umbrella, I will use a struct keyword. We have keywords called struct in C++, struct keyword, and after that I will declare or I will create the data type and I will give it any name I want. For example, Sam Adam, and I will open a curly bracket, and inside this or under this umbrella that is called Sam Adam, the data type that I created. Under this data type I will put my information, for example, string name, integer age, integer height, all this information. It will be under Sam Adam data type. So structure is useful when you want to store a collection of related data, for example, information about a person like name, age, and height, as I mentioned right now, all together in one object or group, or car like brand model E. So let's take an example about these things to understand it. Here we have hashtag include iostream using namespace td. Here we use the struct keyword like I just explained right now, and we give our data name person. This person is the data name that we created, the data type name that we created. And under it, and we open curly bracket, and under it or inside it or under this umbrella, under this data type person that we created, we put the information. This person is same exactly like the string. Here when we create a string and we give it, and we after that we declare variable, and we use data type integer, and after that we declare age variable and float, and after that we declare height variable. Person, this is same like string and integer and float. This is the name of data type, our data type that we created. All right, so all this information under data type that we created, which called that's called the person. And here in integer main function, we use our data type that we just created, person, and we give it or we declare a variable as we were used before, a string data type, and we declare after that name variable, integer data type, and after that we declare age variable, float data type, and after that we declare height variable. Same with our data type. When we use our data type, which is person here, we have to declare a variable after that. So our variable name is p1, like person1. And to assign the values to this variable under struct person, we will use, or we will write it like this: b1.name equal double quotation Sam. Why double quotation Sam? Because name variable, it's belong to string data type, so it's string, it text, it should to be between double quotation. But here b1.age equal 30 directly, because age variable belong to integer data type, so no need to double quotation directly. We assign the value 30 to the age variable without double quotation or without put it into string or text. And here b1.height equal 1.73. We assign 1.73 to the variable height. By the way, we can assign these values inside or under struct person. We can assign these values to this variable here inside the struct person, but assign it out to explain to you something later. And after that, when we want to display it on console screen, we use cout object less than double quotation name colon double quotation, this string or text less than b1.name, it will print for me Sam. b1.age, it will give me or it will display on console screen 30. b1 dot height, it will give me the height number. And now we have another example. It's about the car. I use struct keyword and I create another data type. It's user defined data type. I create as a developer, so this time my data type name it's car, and I open curly brackets, string brand, string model, integer year. I put this information under the umbrella of car data type, and here in integer main function car, I use my data type name and I declare a variable mycar1 semicolon mycar1 dot brand equal BMW, mycar1 dot model x5, mycar.1 mycar1.year equal 2025. So assign these values to this variable that actually under struct car or under the car data type that I created. And after that, if I want to print them or display them on console screen, I will use cout object and mycar.brand. It will give me the name of the brand. mycar.model, it give me the model of the brand. mycar.year, it will give me the year of the car. And by the way, the data type that we created, we can declare many variables in same line as we were doing before. For example, here integer year, I can do comma x, comma y, comma z. While all the variables from same the data type, I can create or declare many variables as much as I can if all of them from the same data type. Same with the data type that we created. Here I create car, or I declare, or I create car data type. It's my data type, and I can declare after that many variables, not just one variable. I can create first variable mycar1 and comma mycar2 second variable, mycar3 third variable, and here same in person. I use my data type name, and after that I declare the first variable b1 comma b2 comma b3. I can declare variables as much as I can if all of them from the same data type that I create them. Like all of them, they should belong to the same struct, or all of them, they should to be under the same data type that I created. Let's take an example about this. Here we have hashtag include iostream using namespace std. We have struct person, string name, integer age, float height, integer main function person. We use our data type that we created. Person b1, the first variable, comma b2 and semicolon. And b1, we assign to it different information for different person. b1.name equal Alice, b1.age 25, b1.height 168.8. And after that, if you want to display them on console screen, we use cout object. And b2 variable, we assign to it a different person, different information person. b2.name equal Sam, b2.age equal 30, b2.height equal 175.3. And after that, if you want to display on console screen, we use cout object. For that, it then assign values to the variables inside the struct, because if I assign fixed values to the variables inside the struct, the compiler will do overriding, which means compiler will pass them and not going to print them or display them on console screen, and the compiler going to display the new values that are assigned into the variables in the main function. What is overriding? This is something different. We'll take it in the future. Just now I want to give you a clue. So if you want to print different values to the variables, like here b1.name Alice and here b2.name Sam, so we have different values to the different variables of data type that we created. You have to assign these values in the main function, not inside the struct, because the compiler will do overriding for these fixed values. And here we have another example. We use struct keyword and we create data type. Our data type, we name it car, string brand, string model, integer year. Integer main function, we have inside the integer main function, under the integer main function, car my car 1 comma car my car 2 semicolon, my car 1 dot brand BMW, my car 1 dot model x5, my car 1 dot year 2020. And if you want to display it, we use cout object. And here my car2, we use the another variable that belong to the same data type that we created, which is car here. My car2 dot brand Ford, my car2 model Ranger, my car2 dot year equal 2021. And if you want to display them, we use cout object. And now let's go to Code Visual Studio to understand these programs better. All right, this is our program. We have here struct car. Look, we create the struct, or we use keyword struct above the integer main function, not inside the integer main function, above the integer main function. We use keyword struct and we create our data type, or the name of data type car here, string brand, string model, integer here this information of the car inside the structure under the umbrella of data type that we named car. And here in integer main function we use our data type name car, and we declare variables mycar1 comma mycar2 and semicolon, and we use the first variable mycar1 dot brand equal Ford. We assign the brand for the first variable under or that belong to our data type that we created. We assign to it a value Ford, the name of the value Ford, to the brand, and mycar1 dot model equal ranger mycar1 dot year equal 2025, and the second variable of our data type it's mycar2 dot brand BMW mycar2 or model X5 and the year 2025, and here we print them. See out less than brand is text less than mycar dot brand, and here model less than mycar1 dot model. This is the information the compiler is going to display for me, the information or the values of the first variable that belong to my data type that created car, which is Ford Ranger, and the second line of code compiler will going to display for me the second values that assigned to the second variable that belong to my data type, which is mycar2 dot brand BMW mycar2 dot model X5. Let's do run to check this program if it still work or not. Perfect. The compiler give me for the first line of code mycar1 dot brand Ford mycar1 dot model Ranger mycar2 dot brand BMW mycar2 dot model X5. So somebody going to prevent me, or there is something prevent us to create another variable. For example, here mycar1 comma mycar2 comma, and for example I want to create third variable that belong to my data type that I create. Nothing to prevent me, so I can create third variable or any variable or many variable as much as I want. So the third variable I will name it X, for example, and I will come here X dot brand equal, for example, Land Rover. All right, X dot model equal, for example, Freelander. And after that I will print it here if I want to print the information of the values of the variable X that belong to the same data type that I created. For example, here brand my car2 I will replace it with X, and here model my car2 I will replace it also with X. I will do build, and now if I did run, the compiler should give me for the X variable brand Land Rover and Freelander. Perfect. For the first line of code we got Ford and Ranger like before. Second line of code we got BMW and X5 for mycar2 dot brand mycar2 model, and for the third line of code that we just created now we got brand Land Rover and model Freelander X dot brand Land Rover X dot model Freelander. All right, if I want to create another structure, well, the structure is data type. Can I create another data type like structure? Yes, I can. Struct above the first struct. For example, I will name it owner and curly bracket, and I will have, for example, here the information about the owner string, full name, semicolon string, phone number. Can I put the structure inside structure? Can I put this data type name owner inside this structure? Yes, you come here in the first structure and you will write owner, the data type that you just created now, and you will give it a variable, or you declare a variable, for example, information or info of owner, semicolon. So when you will come here now down, you will use the same variable, any variable, for example, X dot info of owner dot full name equal Sam, my name, and after that here if you want to print it you will just change this X dot info of owner dot full name, and if you did print to it, let's change this text, full name will exist colon look, x dot info of owner dot full name, because we assign here the name to this variable that we created actually in this struct that actually exists under the umbrella of owner struct. So if you did run now, it should give me the full name Sam, and we put now struct inside the struct, or data type inside data type. So now we have the car information and we have the owner of the car information inside the car struct. Perfect. The brand Ford, model Ranger, brand BMW model X5, and the full name is Sam. All right, look how the code is organized now. You just do like, you just use the variable name, for example, x dot info of owner dot full name, or phone number, whatever you want, for example, full name, and assign to it value, or if it's already has fixed value inside the struct, just do semicolon. All right, now if I want to build third struct, can I? Yeah, you can build actually struct as much as you want. Even if you want to build 10 struct, it's okay. Struct, and we will have, for example, this struct owner address, curly bracket, and we'll have a string street 1, for example, and string bo box office, okay, and semicolon. And here we will come, we will take the owner address, another d, the owner address, we'll put it inside the owner struct. For example, here owner address, and we give it name address, variable name address. And we will come here, for example, in the German function x dot info dot address dot street box office, for example, street equal Florida 1. And here, if I want to display it, I will write it like this: x dot info of owner dot address. I want to print the street name, and here I will change it to from full name to street name. And let's do run to see if it will work or not. Perfect. For the first line, brand Ford, model Ranger. Second line, brand BMW, model X5. And the second line that we change it, the third line, street name, Florida 1, the value that we just assigned now to the street variable that actually exists inside the owner struct, and the owner struct exists inside the car struct. So this is the struct. Why we use a struct? We use struct, as you see, to organize our code, because the minimum application that you will build it, or that you want to create it or work on it, it will has minimum 300 to 400 variables. So we need to struct our variable person to person, car to car, warehouse to warehouse, building to building, to organize our car. So if you understand the struct in this lesson very good, you will be able to understand OOP in the future, object-oriented programming. You will be able to understand it in the future. That was the lesson of today, but before we close the lesson, we have a small homework. Let's get back to the slides to take it together. Right, our homework today, that I want you to write a program to print for me this information, card information. I already give it to you before many times, but this time I want you to put this information and these variables and these values inside the struct. For example, you will use the struct keyword, and after that you will name the struct, or you will name the data type that you create a person, and after that you will create you will use the data type according to the variables. For example, string name, you will leave it empty, or you will give it fixed value, integer age, string city, country, monthly salary, early salary, all these things, all this information will be put inside struct. And after that you will declare, or you will use your data type name that you created with the struct in the main function, and you will declare a variable for your data type that you created. And after that you use the variable that you create for your data type and you will do, for example, b1 dot name assign value to the name, or if it's already assigned, just do semicolon, and after that use the cout to display it on the console screen. That was the lesson of today. See you next lesson, guys. Ciao.